Hello, and welcome to the Earth Chats podcast. I'm your host, Sahara. I'm an activist, writer, speaker, and listener with a passion for creating change in our world. Join me and special guests weekly as we have inspiring conversations and reveal insightful knowledge, tips, and tricks on how you can live more mindfully on this planet. Tune in every Wednesday and make sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest episodes. And now, without further ado, let's get on with the episode. Our special guest today is Tonya Schofield, a fellow changemaker, upcycler, and creative, running her own business and doing her thing right here in NANAZULU. Welcome to Earth Chats, Tonya.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, you are a fellow maker of things, upcycler.
Yes.
So why don't we just start off and tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, hello. Thanks for having me. Well, I grew up in KZN and I've been living in NANAZULU for 29 years, so it's been a good portion of my life. I love being near nature, so I believe NANAZULU is the right place for me. When I was a little girl, I grew up in a nursery in KZN, and so I would sit amongst the flowers and draw the plants and feed the birds, and yeah, so I've always been attracted to that kind of thing. So yeah, best place to be where we are now.
For sure. So you run your own business called NANAZULU.
Yes.
And you create these beautiful snap bags from colorful SHWAY fabric. Can you tell us a little bit about NANAZULU and how and when you started it and what the inspiration was behind it?
Okay, well, NANAZULU started after the NANAZULU fires. I had read a book during the December holidays when my office work shut down, and that was Robin Sharma's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and it was telling me about how you should follow your passion. And I'd worked all the years in an office job, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I saved up 3 months' salary and I read the book, and that was me. I was going to be this textile kind of designer in the area. And then the fire came and burnt all my fabric, and there was nothing left of it. And the people that had housed the different fabrics, which were all upcycled saris and things like that, yeah, it was all gone. So suddenly I had to make a plan, and a friend came along and showed me this little bag. It wasn't the nicest fabric. It was a bit smaller, and as I saw it, I thought, oh, this is awesome. And then I saw that you use tape measures, and I kind of put two and two together, and it was, oh my gosh, these would normally land up in landfill. And we then decided to do SHWAY or SHWAY. And yeah, it's kind of been a 3-year journey from there, but definitely a catalyst from a book and the NANAZULU fires.
That is very inspiring. It's like you always hear these stories of like this person read a book or
yes,
they watched a show and then suddenly bang, life changed.
Yes, and that was that. So
Yes.
I'm not too sure my boss was very happy at the time when I handed in my resignation of 3 months. But I thank them for the opportunity, but it was just time to do something different, and has moved in an awesome way. So
Yes.
yeah.
So I wanted to actually talk about now the tape measures.
Yes.
Because this is like, so basically Tonya uses old broken tape measures in her snap bags.
Correct.
So
in
that's
the opening
the
and
snap
the closing,
part
correct.
of the bag. So how, like, where did you get the idea to use this, waste resource? Was it from,
Yes,
you
it
saw
was from
that?
that friend,
Okay.
whose mum was an old lady, and she was a quilter, and
Okay.
she made this in her spare time.
Okay.
And that's when I saw it, and I thought, oh, okay, this can work. So she had the idea, And then I basically do the designing of the fabrics. But yeah, things are growing, and I don't want to have her spending all day every day making bags.
So does she make them?
She makes them.
So it's all been very
local,
organic kind of process.
Very much so.
Wow, that's amazing.
She's a local lady. The label is printed here in Knysna.
Yes. And the label now, that is also from cut-offs of ostrich leather. So everything is all
upcycled, using again. That leather is from jewelry that's made in the industrial area.
Wow.
And they need the quills in their jewelry, and the ostrich leather is then just put into black bags.
Jeez.
Yeah, and so I'm generally, when I'm needing leather,
me again,
dusty. And so we've got a very good relationship like that, and that was my old place of employment. So we've kept a very, very nice relationship.
So nice.
Yeah, so they can now see the next thing going on from their products that they produce.
That is so cool. It's all about having those little connections and keeping it local is really, it is definitely the best way to go,
Definitely.
for sure. So I know you're also very passionate about the planet and creating change. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey with that? Like, where did that start? You mentioned that, you grew up always thinking about the planet and with the birds, the bees and the butterflies.
Yes, I was very fortunate to grow up in a beautiful place. But there was also a song, Don't Kill the World, Boney M.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I was a young girl, and I heard that, and it resonated with me. And then All Creatures Great and Small.
I love that. I'm going to look it up because I know Boney M.
Yes.
I don't think I've heard that song, but I'm going to look it up.
I think Michael Jackson could have also perhaps done a thing on it as well. But so I think it was always in me. But now that everybody is starting to be a little bit more educated, and we're making different choices and how we buy things, we need to have a change and a shift. But I almost feel that I've kind of known it for a lot longer, and it's so nice to see other people, because I've been a bit of the crazy one.
Oh, I know what you mean.
All the time, and yes, then it goes to what you're putting on your body, and it's
all connected. It's all connected.
Yeah, and it's limitless. So I think it's always been within me. But look Boney M up.
I will. I'm definitely we're gonna play that song in the background here. So, how has starting your own business and using and upcycling the tape measures, a so-called waste resource, impacted your outlook on the planet? Have there been any key lessons that you've learned from that? Because
definitely.
I know personally, when I started, What the Bag, and taking all this essentially waste fabric and turning it into something different, it really kind of puts you in touch with, oh my goodness, there's actually so much going to waste that we don't realize. So I'm just curious to see what kind of things kind of have stood out to you, or that you've learned over the past couple of years.
Well, just this making these bags, there's no point in me going off and buying tape measures from a store, because that's kind of defeating the object of the whole upcycle philosophy that I try and live by. So it's educating people to be able to know that you can make different choices. So how it's changed me, I don't shut up about it now. Everybody I see is, oh, I make bags from tape measures, can you scrounge one out?
Yes.
Do you perhaps have knowledge that when this is just thrown away in the bin, that never rots? That's something here forever. So it's definitely opened my mind. And then living in Knysna to the recycling issue that we've got going at the moment, how that's on a personal side, but on a business side, kind of one all leads into the other. I think once you start opening your mind up to waste and
it's topic, and it's very interesting, because people, they think of waste, you ultimately think of plastic, that's the top thing, which of course, yes, But like you don't, I mean, even I didn't think about what happens to broken tape measures. Never.
Yep.
I mean, I never thought about it. I mean, to be completely honest, I didn't even think about tape measures breaking.
Okay.
You know, just because like my grandpa's had the same tape measure his entire life, and that's all I've ever seen. So I was just like, they last forever. But it's so true. I mean, they break all the time, especially with big industrial construction stuff.
Yes.
I mean, you can't even imagine how many tape measures these people probably go through.
Well, I've got a constant supplier,
Yeah.
a wonderful factory in the industrial area who donate me tape measures on a regular basis.
Wow.
Because they measure big building sites.
Yeah.
So if every building site in Knysna, and it's very difficult to try and get to every single one of them. You could do it on social media, there are ways and means, but just in a day-to-day thing, to try and spread the word of, hey, you can drop off your tape measure
Yes.
down at that place, there's an upcycle box, something will be done with
Yes.
it,
Yes, no.
So, yeah.
It's just fantastic. I just love seeing and hearing about other people doing like their own upcycling things, and also everybody has like a different little twist to it, something else that pops out to them is like, oh, this is being wasted, I need to do something with that. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
So what do you find are your biggest challenges when it comes to reducing your footprint within your own life?
Yeah, where to get rid of my waste. My household waste. I'm fortunate enough to have a forest right where I live. I'm in a little green belt, so I've got a great veggie disposal unit for the porcupines and
same.
the birds. So I'm grateful that I can dispose of things over my fence, literally, if it's not going onto the compost heap, because some little fellow will eat that.
Yes.
So yeah, but I mean the other things like your washing powder and changing that, and your waste, I don't know, we just a human lot are a wasteful bunch, and
it's very hard sometimes.
And learning now that different colors can be done and not done. I didn't know that. Recycled.
Yeah.
Bottle tops need to be taken off.
Yeah, it's like
it's a journey.
Yeah, it is. And
of what you doing and what you teaching me already things that I didn't know, so it's about sharing our knowledge.
As I think the greatest thing in this, this whole movement of creating change is the education, because I mean, a lot of, like we've been working on this Renewable Knysna initiative, creating change for the recycling issue here in Knysna, and a big part of that is as well educating the people on what can and cannot be recycled in our area.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of it, nobody knows, because for some odd reason this kind of information just is not available.
Yes.
And also a lot of information surrounding just environmental topics in general, it's not very accessible to the everyday human. Kind of facts and statistics aren't really just available for everyone. You have to be like a scientist in order to read it or make any sense of it, and it's really not how it should be.
Yes.
And I think that what's so great now is that there's more and more like-minded people coming together and sharing stuff, sharing their knowledge, and it's really about learning from each other.
Yes.
Because everybody has different experiences, and those experiences have the greatest knowledge in the end. You can't really read everything from a textbook.
No, you cannot. And also social media is great, and we've got all of this technology at our fingertips. But what are we leaving behind,
What does that technology leave behind?
Well, already in space, I mean, I see the beautiful night sky, and I've made it my little evening thing to look up at the stars, and I spotted 8 satellites the other evening, just passing by in all different directions. So there's waste out there too, but let's just deal with this.
Let's not start
waste
on the topic of space junk, people. No, for sure. So, in terms of running a business, do you find it hard to create a beautiful product and earn a living, but at the same time remain conscious of the planet and create as little of a negative impact as possible?
I think you can. I think I'm able to. My carbon footprint is really reduced as much as possible because I make a mindful effort. It's part of the philosophy of what NANAZULU is. So when it comes, I don't think it's difficult. I think if you true to your beliefs and true to your passions, it will be okay.
Yeah.
So again, reading that book changed that.
Yes.
I think if be mindful, and it's how can we all become mindful on a collective scale.
Yeah, because I think, it's like I've talked to so many different people, and some people, it's like this kind of thing is second nature. Like for you, for me, like you kind of, it's like this thing where you being mindful of the planet doesn't take extra effort, if that makes sense. Whereas kind of like, well, obviously, you're going to think of some way to do something so that you can avoid having that waste.
Yes.
Whereas for other people, and it's very interesting, is that, they might find it really hard to make that kind of commitment, or, like, oh, great, shoot, like, I forgot my shopping bags, for example, Whereas like that kind of thing is just complete second nature. And so it's very interesting to see how, everybody is in their own journey with
definitely.
it. And how, like, some people it's a lot easier, which it's fascinating. I find it so interesting how, like, some people find it so much easier just to, like, be mindful of, their actions, and some people find it so much harder.
That's why we've got to try and share the word.
That's why we've got to try and share the word, yes.
It's up to us. Well, maybe it was me born in the 60s. Who knows?
Okay, so we are gonna move on to a little quick fire round.
Okay.
What does the typical day in the life of Tonya Schofield look like?
Coffee. First thing, I generally get brought that. My husband.
Very nice.
Very nice. I don't get out of bed really if I don't get my coffee. And then I try to be a little bit mindful. So whether I go and meditate or just do a little bit of a stretch outside, just to get the muscles working a bit. I feed the fowls.
Oh,
we
nice.
have got a lot of bird life at home.
Okay.
So
wild bird life, or
wild
like
bird life that have become like the grandchildren.
Yes.
Yes, and then I look at the diary really and see what's on the diary for the day, and that could be ordering fabric, it could be looking for tape measures, going to get leather, networking, answering emails, admin. I also do my husband's books, so that keeps me busy, and I'm a grandmother, so that keeps me busy with the odd Skype call and all of the rest. But then try and get a walk in. Exercise, very good for you. We have to do it.
Yes.
I think that helps with mindfulness, maybe.
For sure.
It
keeps your head clear as well.
So even if it is just 10 minutes, you can call it a sun salutation, you can call it a stretch, you can call it a whatever. Just try and just be with yourself for a little bit. And then it's the day takes you, and then
life takes you,
and you look and you think, oh my goodness, I haven't spoken to Sahara today, and I haven't met her, and her life's taking her, and so we all ramble on. But it's a busy day. It's a busy day. Yes.
What is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned, and it doesn't have to be career related?
You've got to take charge of your life.
I like that. That. Definitely a lesson I've learned as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nobody else's. You're a young lady, but nobody owes us anything.
Yes.
Life doesn't owe us anything. and we got to make it happen.
Yes.
So if you're going to be expecting for it to just fall in your lap, well,
Then it might never happen.
It might never happen.
Yes.
But yeah, I think only you can do it, and in anything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. On the top of your head, what are 3 things you're grateful for in this moment?
A roof over my head, and food in my tummy, and my health. Because I think without those basic needs met, one can find it very difficult to survive on this planet.
for sure.
You know, and family, but that's kind of as close knit and as simple as it is.
Yes.
I'm grateful to have a business and all of that, but I think going back down to basics.
Yeah.
My little basic needs have been
Basic
met.
needs,
Yeah.
yes. That's
So
good.
I'm grateful.
Good. Nice. If we had one day to save the planet, what 3 things
dear.
would we need to do?
Well, I think from the horticultural sort of background on the nursery and all that seeds, I think
Yes.
plants and seeds, you know, we've got to, I don't know what catastrophe we're busy talking about here, but we've got to try and save something to take it and grow it somewhere else. That's if they are able to be grown. Probably water. I mean, without water, those seeds won't grow. So, but hey, who knows how polluted it is? So
Yeah.
I definitely think water and coffee.
Coffee. Drink your cup of coffee before the world ends.
Yeah, drink a cup of coffee. I don't know what the third one would be. My family,
Your
my
family.
cats.
Your cats.
Yes.
A cat person as well, just
Yes.
like me.
Well, yeah, all animals, I suppose. And
Yes.
it could be a bit like the story of Noah's Ark.
Noah's
you know?
Ark.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tonya's
but
Ark.
Tonya's Ark. Well, there'll definitely be guinea fowl on there. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Okay, almost at the end.
Okay.
What piece of advice or actionable step can you give our listeners to help them reduce their impacts on the planet?
I think we need to read more and have access to knowledge. So going back to what we were chatting about education, it's not up to the municipality to educate us. It's not up to your neighbour. You've got to do it. So I would say, if you're at all concerned about the future of your grandchildren or your nieces and nephews and just people you love, we need to do something, each and every one of us.
Yes.
So yeah, be the eco warrior. It's up to us. We have
Yes.
we can't leave it to anybody
No.
else to do.
For sure.
So yeah.
Be your own change maker.
There we go. I think that would be a good title. Your own change maker. Yeah.
Now, to wrap up,
Yes.
where can people find your snap bags and follow the work that you do with NANAZULU and get their own snap bags? Where are your outlets?
Okay, so outlets all around Knysna. I've got at Nadine's Corner on Leisure Isle. I have got at Featherbed over the lagoon, Ocean Odyssey, sort of the touristy places. Then I've got at, my hairdresser,
Which hairdresser?
Helen, Hair by Helen.
Okay.
She's been a great supporter, and that's what I just love is being such a local product and such. I've just had such an amazing response by people who want to stock the bags. Oakleaf in Belvedere,
Yes.
they've been awesome.
So all over. You're all over Knysna.
I am. The social eatery at Knysna Hollow.
Okay.
So they and there's social media. I
Yes.
mean, I'm on Instagram.
So do you have an online shop or is it just on?
That is the aim.
Okay.
That is what I'm really wanting to aim for.
So for now,
this
you're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes,
At
Pinterest at NANAZULU
at
Creations.
NANAZULU Creations. Cool.
Yes, and
We will
or-
link that.
Thank you, or hashtag snapbag.
Hashtag snapbag. Cool.
This isn't a this concept. Anybody can do it.
You just have to do it.
You just have to do it, you know. I mean, so it's as simple as that. If you want it, then you've got to do it. So
and here you are. You've done it. Fantastic.
So, yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story and your little bits of knowledge and wisdom. It's always very, very cool to listen to another person's story, and upcycling is really cool to talk to another person that's also upcycling stuff. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Earth Chats podcast and supporting the show. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you feel someone else could maybe benefit from hearing this conscious conversation, please do give it a share. And that's it for now, guys. I'll see you next week.